What is up, everyone, and welcome to episode 84 of the Party Chat podcast, which you're probably listening to on YouTube, which is apparently our exclusive home. I'm your host, Laura, this week because Geordie Squires has gone out partying because he's such a session moth. But luckily, the king of Slazo style is here to help me get through this podcast without making any faux pas. Hey, Slazo, how you doing?
Session moth? Is that like an actual term?
It's actually a wrestler called Session Moth, and ever since then I feel like Squiggy should be called the Session Moth.
Oh, okay.
When I saw her, I was like, this is so Squiggy.
Her?
But in female form. But in female form, like, if there was a female Squiggy, it would be the Session Moth.
If there was a female Squiggy, I don't want to meet her.
I always was going to say I'd date her. I genuinely thought that's where that was going. But look, here at the Party Chat podcast, we talk about gaming and not Squiggy's.
And not trying to ship me with Squiggy's alter ego.
So if you wish to do that, you can tweet at Slazo King and at Geordie Squires and maybe even at the Session Moth, who you can find on Twitter also. Random plug for them. But we're going to kick off with some gaming news this week on this beautiful podcast 84 that I've been left in charge with. And
as opposed to like clothing news or movie news.
And Slazo's on top sarcastic form.
This is what happens when you don't let me host. Now look.
It's also what happens when I've had so little sleep and had to learn all about gaming in the last hour.
Sleep-deprived Laura is the greatest Laura.
It's really not. She laughs at anything. It's generally what the tagline would be. Sleep-deprived Laura laughs at anything.
Sleep-deprived Laura is an easy nut. I mean, what?
Wow!
Let's move into news.
That's not something that's going to be tweeted. Do not comment on that below. Ignore he ever said that. So yeah, we're going to talk about Ubisoft. We're going to kick off with Ubisoft. That's what I'm going to do when I'm in charge. It's all about Ubisoft games.
Oh man.
Basically, they've announced and confirmed that Far Cry 5, Assassin's Creed, which is set in the new one, is set in Egypt, The Crew 2, and the South Park, The Fractured But Whole, are all releasing within the year. South Park, Fractured But Whole was obviously meant to come out last December. But they've actually confirmed it will be coming out in 17th October. So that's the game we know most about because, you know, it was meant to be out by now.
I'm happy I remember when I was going to buy like the South Park Stick of Truth remake on PS4 and then that just never happened.
Yet. It didn't happen yet. There's still hope. This was meant to be out in December. It's out in October. So it's pretty much nearly just 2 months short of a year delay. So I don't know if you want to say that's a good sign or a bad sign they're taking their time with it, because you never know how long delays sometimes end up, it's for the best.
I don't know why a game like that, which doesn't exactly have to make a new engine or anything like that, takes so long, but okay.
But yeah, that's what's happening, but the more news on this one is more the fact that we're getting Far Cry 5 that follows on from Far Cry Primal's success. I mean, Far Cry Primal was actually really well reviewed and I never played it. It's like the only Far Cry game I haven't played in recent times. So I feel like with Far Cry 5, I just wait.
Primal actually had like a cool gimmick. Like I didn't get it because I don't do Far Cry, but I like the whole like, what if you were a prehistoric man? And I'm like, that's something different. That's interesting. So
are you not at all looking at Far Cry 5? Is there no way it's going to wow you? No. I mean, considering Primal had good reviews, so there's still going to be enough. Okay,
I don't do Western open worlds really. Let's be honest.
So that moves on to Assassin's Creed in Egypt.
Okay, what? How? Oh, they'll never see me coming in this desert.
I'm going to be
more desert.
Desert camo.
It's great. Who are you going to be assassinating? A camel?
I believe you'll be riding the camels, hopefully. I hope no camels are harmed in this game.
How are you going to be stealthy if you're on a camel?
Oh no, don't do stealth and camel together. The camel's just for fun. Hanging out free time around the open world where there's pointless stuff.
I just like, don't get me wrong, there's probably like a serious game with a good story like coming in from this, but like on face value it's like assassins in Egypt and you're like
Are you more looking forward to this and believing it's going to be a bit more serious because of the year gap though? Is this basically there's a little bit of faith in this? So you just generally think Assassin's Creed games have good stories and stuff?
No, I mean, like, okay, like the last time I cared about an Assassin's Creed game was the one that bloody Austin Wintory did the soundtrack for, with the two assassins, the brother and sister. Because that sounded like okay and a nice deviation from the norm. Otherwise, Assassin's Creed has just been mostly the same thing.
So you don't think this is meant to be the one that changes it all up? Are you now a little bit?
Do you genuinely believe it's going to be the one that changes?
I think
Assassin's Creed
it might
10
be
years
better.
Into the franchise?
I think it might be better. I don't think it's going to be, like, oh my god, I don't recognise this game series. I think it's just going to be maybe everything smoother. We won't have the whole, every time an Assassin's Creed game is released, you have a week of articles about the glitches you can find. I'm hoping the extra year is what stops those stories happening when it launches.
I hope it does well, but I feel Assassin's Creed has passed well past its prime.
Wow. I mean, I'm open to seeing what it does and everything like that, but I probably end up with them when they're cheap, if that makes sense. And at the moment, I don't see me changing.
Also, you say first Assassin's Creed in 2 years. Are we not counting, like, Chronicles?
No, we're not.
Okay.
This is main outing. The other game, obviously, that was big, that I've mentioned there, is The Crew 2. Obviously, there's a lot of driving games out there. The Crew did okay for itself. I know it has quite a loyal fan base.
Crew did alright, it just never, like, it's weird at the moment, driving is dominated by Forza, and then Sony's franchises have all shat themselves, so... Mario Kart and Forza.
Yeah, that's the point. It's like, do you think there's anything The Crew 2 can do to probably get new people in, or is this just generally a reward for everyone that bought the first one? It's probably going to be like, yeah, cool.
I mean...
As someone who has played The Crew, because I feel I tried it on Xbox Live Gold, I think it was free. I think it could have been PS Plus.
My main memories of The Crew are people going, how the frick did Ubisoft manage to do Ubisoft template a driving game? Why are there radio towers in The Crew?
They know what they're doing it.
Do they? I don't know, like, I feel The Crew kind of never really took off, and I don't see this one doing much either. But hey, if you're making a sequel, it must have done alright, so.
Well, see, we're just going to wrap up this little thing. With you saying you want to see it alright, you can probably see most of these games. They've confirmed their E3 time and slot. Oh. It's Monday, 12th of June, and in the UK, it works out it's going to be at 9 o'clock local time. So a nice, reasonable time.
As usual.
Yes, pretty much as usual. I think once they were at 10 after EA, but I think since EA have gone and done...
The important thing, though, is
that we're watching.
Is our gal, #Girlwood, hosting.
She is, yes.
Yeah, it's all that matters.
Basically, I didn't bother reading the separate there was a separate article going, Aisha Tyler to confirm Ubisoft E3 day. In the article, it doesn't confirm she's hosting, but I thought if she's confirmed the date, then I assume she's hosting.
Yeah. I mean, some people hate on her, and they're idiots, because she's amazing.
But basically, I think the last 2 years, especially with us not buying Ubisoft games, me and you were like, you know what's great? We'll watch the Ubisoft conference all happy for all the great jokes from Aisha Tyler. Nothing else. We're not actually there to buy their product. We're just there to see a comedy show at this point.
Pretty much. I'm just here to see Aisha make nerds feel awkward. It's amazing.
And tower over really small French people.
That too.
That is always amazing. And she always apologises every year. Oh, and also getting us through the awkward Just Dance segments.
Yep.
That's true. Right, we're going to move on to a game that you should be more excited for, but I feel you're going to crush my dreams. Destiny 2 got some big news this week, and a trailer, and shown off, and details, and...
Oh, that's cool. What did we learn?
We learned there's a beta in the summer, because who doesn't love a good...
Just like Destiny 1.
Wow. There's going to be a massive campaign. It's going to be longer with more cinematics.
Just like Taken King.
Okay, there's a new feature called Guided Games, which will allow solo players to find others to play with by linking them up with pre-existing clans looking to fill gaps in their lineup.
Just like the internet?
I mean, that's a little... I don't know what you're doing that's you've joined clans or groups online, but generally that might be a cult, Slazo. We'll put a pin in that and come back to that. Similar changes have been made to the Crucible. Destiny's, their PvP mode. Teams have been shrunk to 4v4 across the board because they think a team 6 are too big.
People.
Yeah, basically, this is what I found funny reading it in that order. Is they've shrunk the teams because they think people struggle to find 6 and friend groups are like 4. But then they've inserted a way for you to then look up with people having gaps in their lineup. But they've combated it on 2 angles, so then there'll be less gaps.
But they found a way. I mean, like 4v4 in the nicest way isn't as fun as 6v6. There's a reason why Call of Duty does 6v6.
I'm fine with both. If anything, I'd like both.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, sure. I'll agree with you there. Give me both.
I'd go with don't be limited to like everything's 4v4, everything's 6v6, because when there is only 3 friends, because obviously I'm not a friend of myself, a little bit.
Well, the other thing was, like, it made sense with, like, Destiny 1, because it was, like, the idea was you had, like, teams of 3 who would do strikes and everything, and then you have 2 teams of 3 merging to make a 6 for Crucible. There you go. Easy.
And
like that.
Slazo just fixed the problem, if you're listening. September 8th is still ages away to be released. You've got a beta in the summer. That's Slazo's feedback ahead of the beta. Cool. So Destiny 2 will now let players drop straight into the game world. You know, like patrol and do all that. You know, that stuff where you get rewards and stuff like before. You can find new characters, perform side quest style adventures. I'm quoting this.
To
and
clarify
tracking down
what she meant there, because she's gotten that
sectors.
bullet point wrong. What it means like that is that you don't need to go back like into space and then to another location. You can say you're on Earth, you can go, oh, I need to go to Mars now. You just go to Mars. You don't go to space, then Mars.
Oh, okay. I forgot they did that in Destiny 1, that's why.
Yeah,
I
no returning to orbit unless you really want.
I forget the awkward ship loading screens where you're like, hey, your ship is nice. Cool, you said that last time, like 10 minutes ago. Your ship's still nice.
Your ship's nice, but it's not loaded in. So,
to be fair, it's probably because I read that and was like, oh, I don't even remember that being a thing. I do love the fact there's an in-game map. That has finally been added.
It's been added. Oh my god!
And why? Like, this seems really stupid. Like, really such a minuscule thing that you shouldn't care about, that you take for granted in other games. But no, in Destiny, I was like, you know what this game needs? An in-game map, because I'm freaking lost. Right? It's not even big.
I'm with you completely. Because it was like, here's a map online telling you where everything is. You're like, great. How do I triangulate myself with this? Yeah,
it's like, if it's like you want to be open world and explore, you kind of need... The word explore implies I need a map.
Yep.
I'm just saying, like, if a game says explore, it's like, cool, but then how will I find my way back? Or remember these points? I need bearings. I can't just... Because obviously a lot of the worlds look the same in certain parts. So you're like, oh, there's a rock that looks the same shape as the rock. Oh, it looks the same shape as the rock over there. Oh, okay. Oh, that's not going to help. But in-game map. Revolutionary, Slazo.
The future, right here.
So, is that excited you for Destiny 2? Is it just going to basically confirm you're playing the beta in the summer?
I mean, I couldn't really care about the beta, because the betas for Destiny tend to suck. But,
the alpha and beta last time. Woo woo!
Wow,
Sorry.
Poor child. I mean...
Poor child, my internet was not happy.
I feel my problem is, like... So I saw the reveal trailer when it came out. Like, a friend of mine was like, here it is. And I was like, cool. I feel my problem is, like, it feels like it's focusing on things that Destiny doesn't need. Like, it's like, better cinematic story. And I'm like, I don't care.
I always thought Destiny had too many cinematic... I don't remember
I don't know if I thought it had too many cinematics. I thought it had too little content.
I think the story was weak, rather than... But it's not because I was like, the story needs to be trade... You know, I need cinematics to understand this story. I just thought it was very...
Needed more story.
Yeah, like, if they're not going to make more
like
story...
actual story.
something to put my teeth into.
Yeah.
Not like...
Because, like, the story of, like, Destiny 1 was really bare-boned, and it really showed, and it's all well and good saying, oh, we've got Nathan Fillion back to do Cade 6. I don't give a rat's ass. Do you know what Cade 6 defining character trait is? He's voiced by Nathan Fillion. That's his defining character trait.
I'm going to be honest, I'm actually happy with that defining character trait, because Nathan Fillion is awesome, but the fact that is the defining character trait is, I'm
not denying he's an awesome guy, I just, you know...
You need more than that. You need a character. You need to be like, he stands for this, this, and this. He's going to do this, this, and this.
Yep.
His wish in life.
Yeah. So I guess my problem just feels like Destiny 2 just feels like more of the same, but bigger, and it's like...
Yeah, I mean, the word they use is massive campaign.
Also, when they go, maps are twice as big, and I go, great, so is that 10 rooms connected by corridors, or are the rooms bigger? Or...
But in fairness, at least there's an in-game map now. At least they haven't made it bigger and left you more stranded.
I say, like, don't get me wrong, I'll probably end up buying it, but I feel this isn't like the explosive coming out of like, here's Destiny 2 updating itself and being a bit more creative. Like, it looks very much, here's Destiny 1 times 2.
I can see that. I mean, because I feel like we've spoke about it on this podcast as well, where we wrap this bit up, is that we basically said, oh, it's fine, Destiny 2 will solve this, this, and this, or they'll learn things, and it kind of just feels like it hasn't addressed.
As of now, like I will say, there's like 6 months to go still. No, it's not. Yeah. There's 4.
Yeah, and it's still beta. And if I remember last time, a lot of things changed after the beta last time for number 1. I feel like it was the most.
I can't remember.
There was definitely things changed, notable changes, if that made sense. So, because I remember thinking, cool, it actually was a point, worthwhile beta. Yeah. Alright, moving on from Destiny 2, Nintendo Direct, that totally happened this week, and I totally didn't just find out about. Am I right, Slazo? Yeah. Okay, it was an ARMS base. It was basically all about ARMS with a little bit of Splatoon 2. Yes. But it was advertised as an ARMS focus. This is why I didn't notice it. I don't have a Nintendo Switch, so of course I didn't really... There's the big motion control fighting game coming out. I didn't know there was a Direct for it.
But you had social media.
I know! Well, I saw people talk about ARMS. I just thought everyone was getting excited. Not that there was a thing... Shut up. Okay? We know it's getting an open beta at the end of the month. Love open betas, apparently. But it's like the weekend limited... Because open beta here. It says open beta on the... Shut up. Okay, it has the limited play testing, the test fires, or whatever they want to call them, equivalents. But it's still an open beta, I'm just saying. With limited windows. The door is half open, you happy? So Slazo will probably be playing that.
Heck yeah, Test Punch, can't wait.
Boom. So Slazo will be busy on the 27th and 28th of May, and maybe the 3rd and 4th of June if he really likes it, depending which weekend he goes for. If not both. That's happening. Also revealed was the characters are now up to 10. We know about 10 characters.
Yep.
We've got some new modes showed off, which include a 4-player split screen mode, which I didn't even have the game, but I was really happy to see split screen getting some love. Don't know about you, as someone with a Switch, whether that's...
No, it's awesome. More split screen support is always awesome.
So, and did you watch all the trailers for this? I assume you did.
Yes, though, I watched the Direct for this.
Were you impressed by this? Oh, you watched the whole Direct. Were you impressed by what you saw? Because I saw bits of it and I'm kind of alright, but I'm always a bit weird with motion games.
I'm...
You get excited and then they turn out not to be.
I'm more down with it, like, a combination of this and the last time they showed it in, like, their last online presentation. I'm more down with it now, and I'm glad that there's going to be a test punch, because that'll really be a good chance for me to see, like, how I feel like. Because I've never been a big fighting game guy. Like, I play Smash, and that's about it for me in fighting games. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting that chance to get a bit more hands-on with this and figure out, is this the thing for me? Do I want to spend 40, 50 quid on this? But I mean, it's looking
next month,
cool.
Isn't it? It's next month.
Yeah, June.
Yeah. I mean, you say you're into Smash. Well, it's got colourful characters, like, I mean, obviously they're not known like Mario and that.
Yeah,
but the fact
I don't play Smash for colours, or...
No, but I didn't mean colours as in, like, that actually, I mean, like, characters that you remember and stuff like that. Yes. Every fight game needs thing, like Ribbon Girl, Spring Man. I want to say there's someone called Master Mummy from what I saw.
I mean, my god. I don't think it's Master Mummy, but I know who you mean.
Yeah, okay, if it turns out to be Master Mummy, you owe me, like, an apology tweet.
There's Twintail, and Twintail's the greatest.
Oh, sorry, if you
people who know ARMS will know exactly who I'm talking about.
Okay. Also announced was that it will be getting free DLC support.
Yep.
Which the DLC will include new fighters and stages that will come obviously after release.
New arms.
New arms, sorry. ARMS gets new arms. How did I not see that coming?
You are familiar with how ARMS works, right?
A little bit, but not a lot. I just watched the trailer before we went on this podcast.
Okay, very, very, very brief, like, education.
Explain to me, like, I don't know anything.
Okay, I'll explain to you this in 5 seconds. So one of the things you can choose is characters, but you also get to choose the 2 fists you essentially have. Like, so different elements and different types of fists. So this one might be a shield, this one might have 3 shots, but it's rather weak. This one might fire a laser beam, and they might be fire, ice, electricity, and stuff like that. So then you just mix and match your character and your 2 arms to try and come up with a good combo to beat your opponents.
So it's like a tactics thing?
Kind of. Like, there's a level of it, but it's more just probably finding something that suits your playstyle and going from there. Like, I've got now, because we saw a lot of the, I think, like 30 odd of the arms you can use in this game, and now I've got ideas of, like, what I'm probably going to end up using based off of that.
I mean, I hope you get to try them out in the test fire thing.
Yeah, good segue. Good segue.
I know, I'm just saying.
Test punch.
Because I'm going to be honest, I wish I kind of want to try it from what you've just told me, but I don't know if it's a game that I would buy if I had a Switch by the sounds of it, or at least try if I had a Switch, and if it turned out to be good, obviously.
That's the point. There's if you've got a Switch, there's no reason not to try it. So.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a game I would buy a Switch for. But that's just me. If it turns out to be like the best game ever in reviews and stuff, I will be just immensely jealous.
It's fine. Just do you have any friends who have a Switch?
No, I mean you're my friend and Squeaky's my friend, but
it's more a case of
we
can't conveniently get to where you live.
Yeah, so. If you could sacrifice a lot of time to get to me, that'd be great. But other than that, I know no one in the area with a Switch. Maybe I'll go around my university as like my last act with a sign saying, "Do you have a Switch? Want to be friends?" Because that'd get me popular.
For money.
Wow, not doing that. But Nintendo Direct also, it was all hours based, but there was a little time for Splatoon 2. The story mode has been showcased.
Yes, it has.
You did the test fire of Splatoon 2, I want to say. I want to say that was you.
I did.
So, what do you think about the story mode being showcased? Is this more
it's a good
that
way.
you've got to purchase it?
Splatoon 2 is not really, like, the single player Splatoon 1 was there, but never great. So it's good to see they've put a bit more of a focus on it. It's also good to see, like, continuity and that, oh my god, it's the Squid Sisters, here's Marie again, looking amazing, can I just say, in a kimono, but okay. But, yeah.
Say.
It was, like, really cool at first. I didn't really recognize who it was. It was like, yeah, I'm Marie of Squid Sisters. Like, oh, that's what happened to you next. So, yeah, no, I'm down with this. I'm happy they're putting more of a focus on it.
Additional tick next to it to go, oh, Splatoon 2, interesting story mode. Boom. With Splatoon 2 story mode looking intriguing, like that they're addressing the right stuff, because you said that was the weak point of Splatoon 1. Do you think that's the difference between how we spoke about Destiny 2 being just, they've done everything bigger but not really addressed what we wanted to change so far? Is Splatoon 2 addressing the right issues to make the, I don't know, a must buy compared to like how popular Splatoon 1 was?
I mean, like, I don't think single player is essential for Splatoon. I think it can get by being off a more multiplayer focused game, but it is a nice extra. Like, I'm not complaining that they're putting more focus on the single player mode. But it was like how, so like in Smash Bros. Brawl, they went, oh, we got a new story mode. And like, we've put effort into it. It was cool and all that. It wasn't as good as Melee's. But it was cool and all that. But, you know, like, at the end of the day, the thing I'm going to be playing this game for mostly is the multiplayer. So, story mode is cool, but it's not essential. Delightful.
We're going to move on to something that has had a lot of people talking this week, so much so that it even appeared on my timeline, Slazo. Impressive.
Wow.
Is Sonic Forces.
Oh,
got a new trailer release.
Yeah,
and I could sum up in 3 words why everyone was talking. Play custom Sonic.
Sonic the Hoo-Hag!
Wow. That was not what I expected you to say, but custom Sonic. How are you feeling about this?
Amazing. This is amazing.
Make your fanfic dreams come true, which scared me a little bit.
This is everything you could ever want. It's hilarious. It's brilliant. It's either going to be a masterpiece or a train wreck, and if it's a train wreck, it's going to give us years of material. So it's amazing. I love Sonic.
So there will be 7 animal types featured in the game. There'll be a wolf, rabbit, cat, dog, bear, bird, or hedgehog. You see? Don't give up on the hedgehogs.
I love Hoo-Hags.
Wow. Each with their own varying abilities. Is this the right step forward for the Sonic franchise?
Hell yeah. I mean, okay.
Assuming it's executed to a high standard like you just said.
I mean, who knows with Sonic anymore. I don't think this is a bad idea. Like, it makes sense. There's a stupid number of people who love their Sonic OCs. So, to give them a chance to put them in the game alongside Sonic, a franchise which already has far too many characters. Yeah, no, cool. I'm down with that. If it's some people go, oh, it dilutes the purity of Sonic. There is no purity to Sonic anymore. Like, just why not?
I think.
Who cares? It's hilarious, and we're all gonna have a laugh.
When there's been such bad games with the Sonic franchise, I don't think you can protect the purity of anything.
Sonic, like, it's weird. Like, sometimes they'll make amazing games like Generations and Colors, and then for all of those you have Boom and 06. So it's just there's no middle ground with Sonic.
It gives me nightmares because I bought that on launch.
Which one?
I like Sonic the Hedgehog for Xbox 360 is what I bought on launch.
Oh, you poor girl.
I know, the loading times were enough to make me go catch a bus, actually. I thought I'd come back and it'd still be loading. So, yeah, so that's the thing. But it's out later this year on Switch, PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. So I feel like you might end up buying it on Switch. I don't know why.
No.
No, you're not even gonna buy it at all. This is like no.
It's Sonic. I don't care about Sonic.
But it's custom Sonic.
That's cool.
Wow.
Okay. I can't wait to see what the internet does with that.
As things you can't wait to see, which absolutely a lie. Witcher confirmed to be having a Netflix show. It's nothing to do with CD Projekt Red or whatever. It's not one of the voice actors or anything. It's going to be using the stories of obviously the games and stuff to be a Netflix series. Yes. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it? Are you excited?
I'm not. I mean, Netflix haven't had the best track record as of late, so I mean, it's cool. I'm happy for it. It provides more exposure for the franchise. People might finally learn what Witcher 1 and 2's plot is, but I mean, I'm not massively hyped for it because I remember the similar shows Netflix have done to this, and then I'm like, oh.
Are you a little bit intrigued because it's a video game thing, though? Something, like, I know a video game in
I've seen millions of video game adaptations, and they're all equally terrible.
Do you not watch because they're terrible, though? Is that not like the little...
I'm interested because this is a TV adaptation, and you don't usually see those, but... I mean, we'll see. Netflix shows tend to be phenomenally slow and phenomenally boring. So... Shots fired.
I mean, fair enough. I'm going to make you happy now that I've reminded you of bad things on Netflix.
Okay.
The big news before the podcast, like 24 hours before we recorded this, was Life is Strange 2 was confirmed to be.
Yeah, it was! Oh.
I think. They've been working on it since the game got released on disc. We don't really know much more than that, other than it's happening. It's been a long wait to have this confirmation. But
to be fair, we talked about this when it was on the we posted an article on the original website saying season 2's happening. But
yeah, we did.
This is official confirmation.
Heavily rumored. There was it's like when you see voice actors get called in to do stuff. It was stuff like that. It was like
it's heavily rumored. Also, the game itself was going Life is Strange Season 1 full thing available now, and you're like, right.
That implies there's gonna be more.
I am so happy about this. Life is Strange is a masterpiece, and getting to play more is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else you want to admit, to be honest. No, I liked Life is Strange. We've spoken about this. I don't know what season 2 is going to go. I'm just intrigued to see where you think it might go.
New cast of characters. It'll be a new cast.
Okay, you got official confirmation now. I just wondered what you wanted, to be fair, as well as what you think.
New cast, same kind of idea of, oh shit, I can rewind time now. Ooh. And yeah, there you go. Bob's your uncle. Amazing. Mwah. Premissimo.
See, I'm ending on that beautiful news because I thought that'd make you happy. Because we're about to go through the game releases this week, Slazo.
Yeah.
Do you want to know about the game releases this week?
I would love to know about the game releases this week.
So bloody many. Right? I think Squiggy took this week off on purpose. Because
no
there's
doubt,
so many.
As a dedicated journalist, you've researched them all thoroughly and are going to educate me right now about them all.
I'm going to be honest. Some of them I can't even pronounce. So, that's great. But we're going to kick off with the game that's going to be coming to the Nintendo Wii U!
Oh, man.
On the 23rd.
Oh, man.
Darksiders Remastered.
Yeah, they promised it would come, and it came.
It's basically...
You can do this.
I was going to say it's basically... When I saw that it was just on Wii U, I was kind of like... Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Basically, it's the re-release of Darksiders. Obviously, which was originally released in 2010. Yep. Hashtag I did research. It's going to run at 1080p and 30 frames per second, and it's also going to have improved rendering, shadows, post-processing, and all textures. It's just going to look all shinier. So, yeah, if you have a Wii U and have waited, the wait is over on the 25th. I don't know there's much more to say about it. I mean, if you like the Darksiders games, you have a Wii U.
I think it's cool they actually stuck with this one, because they announced it ages back, and they're like, no, it is coming to Wii U. We said it would, so it will. So I think this is, good move, guys. I'm happy.
Good move they follow through. I'm sure there's at least...
5 people.
I was going to say someone that has been waited patiently.
Whereas I had the bigger estimate.
I don't know. It's more the fact that I just feel like sometimes I assume people with Wii U's generally own other consoles, so it's been really, you know what I mean? So I feel like if I was that desperate to play Darksiders Remastered, I would have gone to another console. Right. The next game is something I can't pronounce, and then its subtitle is Mask of Deception. You can try and pronounce it if you want.
Go on, people at home, you can try and pronounce the game you don't know. The correct title is Utawari Rumino Itsuwari no Kamen.
And people expected me to say that. It's a visual novel, which promises a grand tale that will this is a quote, by the way. It promises to be a grand tale that will enchant the heart and minds of players and take them on an incredible journey, which I generally feel is like 90% of visual novels. Intriguing characters, fast-paced SRPG combat. Don't know why I individually said every letter there. And a really cool soundtrack, apparently. That comes out on the 23rd. If you were interested in that, Slazo. You're a visual novel man. I feel like you should know about this.
I like the part where you said visual novel and then you also said SRPG.
It says SRPG combat. That's literally what it says about it.
So it's an SRPG. So, nah, it's a visual novel. Don't mind my sass. So, this is the second game in the Utawari Rumino series. I'm going to muck that up in a minute. I haven't honestly played either of them, but I can see the first one did pretty alright with community things. Has just under 8 of like 2,500 people playing it on BNDB. Not so many points of view on the second one yet, obviously, because it's only just coming out in English now. So that'll skyrocket before. But hey, no, it sounds like it's a pretty cool series, as I say. Another Vita Weeb game for the Vita Weeb library.
It's on PlayStation 4 as well.
Cool, that's probably just there because they make more money that way.
Nice. I'm going to just move on from this because I don't know how else to say other than it's a visual novel, and it wouldn't be a surprise if you see me playing it though, because I seem to end up with weird visual novels. I'm going to be honest. I say playing. Do you play a bit? Let's not go into that debate. Also on the 26th is Rime. Guys, Rime is happening. That puzzle adventure game that I kept seeing at E3 is out on PS4 and Xbox One on the 26th. Slazo. It's a puzzle adventure.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful looking game.
Yes.
This screams something that you're going to buy to me.
Man, it's like I've been saying that for however many years it was since it was first announced. Since they showed the first trailer of this with its like Wind Waker meets Ico aesthetic, I have fucking loved this game. And then nothing happened on it for years, and I was like, God damn it, come on guys. I'm really happy it's finally coming out, especially as it was in doubt at one point when Sony dropped it. But yeah, I'm really happy for this. Like, it sounds a bit more kind of Ico focused, and like, so less kind of, more kind of in him with the Witness, I guess, in some ways, maybe, is what I've kind of gathered.
I kind of looked at it and thought it was like the Witness, but apparently it's also a bit, obviously you say about Ico, it's got a bit of the journey in it.
That's the point.
Someone compared it to Legend of Zelda, so.
Yeah, because it looks like Wind Waker. But, yeah, it sounds like a more kind of, like, less obtuse puzzle game and more kind of, like, they're just, that like, puzzles just naturally part of the environment, like Witness. So, yeah, I am very much down for this. I'm probably going to pick it up day one. Probably.
Oh, it's also on PC, apparently, coming out. But I also just seen that the Nintendo Switch version was delayed.
Yes.
And comes out in Q3.
Yep. So,
you're not going to wait for the Switch version?
No.
I just thought you might. I'm just trying to get games on your Switch. That's all I'm doing, Slazo.
I have games on my Switch.
Alright. We move on to a game you're definitely not buying, and it's more a game I would used to buy, but I would not buy this either. It might be good, it's just I'm sick of Tycoon games. Constructor comes out on the 26th for PS4, Xbox One and PC, and basically, reading up about this with my great research, Slazo, it's a Tycoon game that you're doing property and stuff like that, like you do. You got to be as profitable city as possible, and it lets you do it in any way you see fit. And it looks like there's a mafia guy on the front cover. So
what you're saying?
Criminal enterprising through Tycoon games.
Is it's a shite version of SimCity?
I've got SimCity vibes from it without the natural disasters. Yeah, pretty much. It might be good if you like Tycoon games. This might be one for you.
Buy Cities XL. Buy Cities XL. Buy Cities XL.
About Cities? Is that not City Skylines?
I don't know what the newest one is actually in the Cities franchise, but
I like City Skylines. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to move quickly on from that because I was like, cool. And we have a couple. We still have games to go through because it never ends. Get Even is out on the 26th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It's about a mercenary who awakes in a mysterious old asylum with no memory of his past. Then he embarks on a form of treatment using unique technology, a headset that allows him to relive his memories and experience them again in present, and it's his whole journey about trying to remember. If that entices you.
Sounds like a nice idea.
I like the idea. I don't know much. I've not seen this game at all.
Never heard
It's
of it.
It's meant to be first person. It's a thriller.
Is it VR?
No, I don't think it is. I think it's normal. So, I mean, it sounds like it should be on VR, but from what I'm reading, it says nothing about VR, so I feel like it would be. It was announced in 2014, so, you know. I'm gonna be honest.
That's a fact.
Yeah, to say how little was known about it, like I read up it on Game and stuff like that. The game's Wikipedia page is 3 sentences long. It's done by a Polish studio called The Farm 51 and published by Bandai Namco. Yeah, cool. But the second sentence is my favourite thing. The game needs more time to get better. Is the update on Wikipedia. But it's finally here, apparently, if you've been waiting for it. But there's not much about it, so I feel like this might be something that might end up being something. But it might just be a generic first-person setting with an interesting story. If you're into thrillers, this could be for you. I've got nothing else to really say about it, so I should just stop talking about it and bring back to a really popular game like Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challenges, which is coming to Nintendo Switch on the 26th.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Anything to say about that? You got all the old classics coming back?
I mean, I don't do Street Fighter much, but hey, if you want another version of Street Fighter 2, which has some cool extras, like the ability to swap back and forth with graphics, and a first-person Hadouken mode, because that's what the kids want, then yeah, go for it.
I like how the idea that we spoke about a fighting game in ARMS earlier, and in another fighting game coming to the Switch. Obviously,
there's like a million you can download, because they keep releasing like King of Fighters games on the on the downloads on eShop. But yeah, no, I think the one that got me was we've had new characters, like I think it was Evil Ryu and
Evil
Ken,
Ryu or something.
Or something. It was like, great, good for them. Surely if you're going to add characters, why not add some of the modern ones in Street Fighter 2 style? I would pay solid gold for a Street Fighter 2 that had Yuri Han in it.
But you won't pay for this one. But right. Following on from that, I still don't think you'll buy this game either. I just don't think any of these games are getting your money, Slazo. They're not getting mine, to be fair. Yeah, I still don't know if you'll buy it. I'm waiting to see if you buy that on launch to go through with it. Drive Girls is also out on the 26th for PlayStation Vita.
No idea what this is.
It's a fast-paced, story-driven game, another quote here, that transports you to a world where it's normal for humans to transform into supercars. And it's invaded, by mechanised bug enemies. And it's up to the Drive Girls. It's up to the Drive Girls, who are 5 supercar transforming supergirls, to defend their home of Sun Island, cross the finish line, and save the day.
Oh my god.
So it's kind of like a weird Powerpuff Girls meets Transformers meets
Oh my god.
bug enemies.
That's hilarious.
Right? If that's not enough to get you, Slazo,
Oh,
obviously
there's more!
extensive single-player campaign, obviously guaranteed, but there's local and online multiplayer for up to 4 players.
We need to buy this, Laura.
I don't know. I mean, even when the fact you can play as any of the 5 Drive Girls in this action driving hack and slash hybrid, and battle it out in human or supercar form to raid. I just can't. Deal devastating combo attacks and let loose using overdrive moves to light up the screen with bug-punishing pyrotechnics. I just don't know where. It actually sounds like a ridiculously good experience. It sounds mad.
Let's see.
I wrote this.
There's the first screenshot, and I've stopped caring.
Is it really?
It's
not
pretty lewd, Laura.
I'm gonna be honest, I feel like we should have got that when it was called Drive Girls and it had supercars in. I feel normally when you have a game with supercars and girls.
Oh man, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not saying that on air.
I've seen the first screenshot as well that comes up in Google.
Yeah.
I don't think this is for us, even with the
your
online
girl there,
multiplayer.
right there, Laura? Is that yours? Is that your day?
I don't know. I'm actually looking at the pictures of the cars now and trying to work out which car I would pick, and just ignore the fact the women are like very, yep, cool. If you're into that sort of game,
Seek
PlayStation
medical
Vita.
help.
No, don't do that. PlayStation Vita, 26th of May. I'm going to round off with a game. Slazo, last game, I swear, comes out on the 26th also. Disgaea 5?
Yes.
The complete edition,
Yes.
which is all your DLC content from the original, but no new content.
Yes.
Is this... I don't even know if you play these games. But
I have not played Disgaea since 3.
Is there anything you want to say about it, other than it's just the complete version coming? And...
I think Disgaea 5 I've heard good things about. Like, I don't know if it was... I don't think it gave really new life to the franchise or anything like that, but I think people generally say it was one of the better ones, so...
And also, the demo is available on Nintendo Switch now.
It is, right now. I could be
Before you
downloading it
buy-
right now.
You could, but you won't.
I won't, because why would I want to have any chance of damaging your beautiful voice by stealing the internet?
Wow! And on that note, after that beautiful compliment, I'm going to let Slazo plug some stuff.
Oh shit, yeah you are. So, yeah.
To be out after Drive Girls. You can't say yeah you are after. I feel like I should have looked up Drive Girls. I'm really uncomfortable.
This is how you hit on people, boys and girls.
God.
So yeah, in terms of plugs, Saturday Morning Switch is still going strong, and our most recent episode looks at the multiplayer focus Nintendo are putting on the Switch now. What with games like 1-2 Switch, Snipperclips, Super Bomberman R, Mario Kart 8, Splatoon, ARMS, Puyo Puyo Tetris, and more, kind of putting the focus on multiplayer. We talk a bit about that, and how that will tie into the upcoming paid subscription service, as well as going over the stuff we do know about that, and when we'll probably be learning more. So yeah, if you want to focus on the Switch multiplayer stuff, as well as getting to see some footage of me playing stuff like Splatoon and Mario Kart, check that out. And then I do not know what next week's episode will be, because it won't quite be... Will it be time for... let's have a look. Oh, I might have the test punched on the next week's episode. I make no promises, because it goes live on the 27th, and the episode goes live on the 27th, so it might be the week after.
Or you play the Disgaea 5 complete demo. No? Okay.
That's why I run Saturday Morning Switch, boys and girls.
That was just a suggestion.
Okay. Thank you, Laura.
That's all it was.
What plugs have you got, Laura?
I like to plug Slazo's Nintendo Saturday Morning Switch. Great.
Oh,
I love
thanks.
it.
What's
I'm
your
a big
favourite
fan.
episode?
The Mario Kart one.
Nice.
I know, right? You thought I didn't know, but I don't really watch that one.
Oh.
So that's all I got to plug. There will be more stuff coming soon, I swear. There will be video content. I mean, the new Pro Evolution, we didn't talk about this in the news, has an online co-op mode, and judging by how many Pro Evolution videos are on our channel, it's a good bet to say there might be Pro Evolution content in the future.
Can't wait to commentate on that from the PlayStation home menu again, like last time.
I know. It was an eventful time, and at that point we had played like 50 odd games when you joined in to commentate, and I was very weak. And if I saw another football game...
I had no clue what was going on because I couldn't see anything, so I was like, yep.
Squiggy just wanted to win, but Pro Evolution worked against him sometimes. It wasn't like... It's like luck of the... Luck sometimes.
It was brilliant, and then in the real world, Wales were killing it.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding us of those days. But you know what? I want you to remind us of some other days. Okay. I don't actually want you to remind us of anything. I just want you to preview the Nintendo E3
that was a terrible
for this
segue.
year. I know. It's because I was like, you're going to end up mentioning some previous Nintendo-style things, really. So you're probably going to end up mentioning last year's Treehouse and how it's going to inspire you for this year's Treehouse, Slazo. Preview it. Sell me Nintendo's E3 experience for this year, because last week we did Sony, and I'm putting you in charge of doing Nintendo this week.
Okay, cool. So Nintendo are kind of adopting a similar format for this year's E3 as they have in past years. So we'll be getting an online presentation, which is essentially a direct, which will probably be like 30 minutes to 45 minutes, which will, among other things, be going in depth on Super Mario Odyssey, which is set to be their big full game. I am certainly looking forward to that. I don't know if I'm sold on the whole your hat's a thing gimmick, but I'm sure this will do a good job of that. And it does look in some ways like it's going back to a more, I don't want to say purer, but you know, like it feels like it's more of a traditional Mario game as opposed to like the more space operas of Galaxy or the Sunshine or like 3D World. So, like, especially as some of the worlds actually look kind of real in some ways. Like, at one point, Mario's running through this forest. It's like, that's a real forest. That's an actually real forest. So yeah, I am totally down for seeing more of that, and what other things they'll be doing. Of course, Treehouse will be going for like 2 days, I believe.
Which is also my favourite part, because I actually really enjoyed it last year and learned about loads. If I had loads of money and I watched Treehouse last year, I probably would have ended up with like 5 or 6 3DS games for no reason.
Yeah, I mean that's the cool thing about Treehouse. In a time when companies are just throwing trailers at you and like, here's a 5-minute demo, but we've got to get on because we need to get the next person on the demo, and kind of cycling it very quickly like that. Treehouse is kind of more of a laid back. Now we're going to take like 30 minutes to an hour on an individual game. I mean, last year we had an entire day dedicated to Breath of the Wild, which, if you were looking forward to Breath of the Wild and didn't mind having things spoiled, was just a treasure trove of interesting things. Especially as like they also go a bit into development usually on these games as well, so that's always awesome to like learn a bit about what makes I've forgotten his fucking name now. I feel bad. Miyamoto and Aonuma and all the rest of them tick. So that's always cool. And then Nintendo's on-stage presence this year will kind of be similar to like they've done in previous years. So instead of using it to show off like amazing tech demos of games in the far future, it'll be more focused on the here and now and coming out very soon. So they're going to have invitational tournaments for ARMS and for Splatoon 2, which again ties into the whole multiplayer thing I was talking about earlier when I plugged Saturday Morning Switch. So kind of showcasing more multiplayer and letting the public really get I think this will be really good for ARMS as well, like really kind of a chance to showcase that, considering it comes out at the end of that week, at the end of E3 week. So this will probably be ARMS coming out party and Splatoon 2's to a lesser extent. So I'm really looking forward to the kind of that elements of it. I'm trying to think. In terms of like stuff that isn't Mario that they'll do in the presentation,
I'm going to be honest. I am expecting a lot of Mario. So
Mario will be there. It won't. Yes, but
I'm joking. I'm joking.
So we're probably going to learn a bit more about the Fire Emblem games coming to Switch. So we know that there's a Dynasty Warriors Musou style Fire Emblem Heroes. That's probably going to be quite focused on, because I can see that coming out before the year's over. I don't know if that's something you'd be interested in.
I don't think it is, but like I said, if they showcase it in the right way, I tend to get sold on stuff at E3 that I have no interest in. So I'm saying no. Cool. But
and then we might also, I don't know if we will. We might get something on like the Fire Emblem full proper game that's coming to Switch, but I think it'll be too soon after Echoes. Like if there's any Fire Emblem stuff, it'll probably be a more in-depth look at the Echo Season Pass and Warriors than it will anything else. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 might show up. That's still a ways off, even though they were like 2017. It's not 2017. No universe is that 2017. So we'll probably see a bit more about that, and that could be kind of cool, because I know like Xenoblade's a weird one in that like it's this big RPG franchise which comes like once a generation for Nintendo systems and is still going strong. Because do you remember when they announced Xenoblade Chronicles X? Like when the Wii U was just a baby.
Oh yeah,
and then it took almost the entire console's lifespan.
Yeah, that tends to be a thing. Not just with that though. That tends to be a thing with certain Nintendo.
Zelda did it as
well. And obviously we just talked about how long it's been since Darksiders War, whatever was on Wii U. I don't know when that was actually announced, but it was probably close.
But yeah, so I feel Xenoblade, you might get another new trailer for it, but it probably won't be coming out anytime soon. And then that kind of opens up the field to like what other things we'll be seeing from there. So I know one thing some people are thinking, I think this is the right time for it. Pokemon Stars. Do you think that's a thing we're going to see? So a third version of Sun and Moon, and the other thing is that might be Switch instead of 3DS.
That sounds really big. Like it would be a big deal. I don't know. I never expect that sort of announcement from Nintendo at E3. Is that really bad? I think they do announce stuff, don't get me wrong.
I mean, I think the Game Freak guys have hinted that Stars may be a thing, but that may just be them messing with fans for all we know. Because we expected Z to be a thing for years and then it didn't happen.
I mean, the Switch is doing really well and a Pokemon game on it would be like next level, even if it is just like a Sun and Moon, the third one or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, if they announced it, it would be huge. I personally can't see it. I'll say that I would genuinely be actually stunned by that news happening at E3.
See, I'm more of the attitude that So Nintendo are trying to shift more. I'm pretty sure, like, after this year, Nintendo will be switching focus to have the Switch as their only major platform. Like, they'll still do stuff like the SNES Mini and all that, but Switch will be their main guy in replacing the 3DS. And if they want Pokemon games on the Switch, then Stars seems like the perfect chance to get them used to the new technology, because it'll be porting a game. Well, it'll just be updating and refining a game they already have and putting it on a new system. And it seems to be like the perfect kind of stepping stone to like get used to the Switch by making Stars, so that then when they do Gen 8, they know the tech, they know what they can do with it, and then you get something truly special. That's what I think will happen. But a lot of this depends on if Game Freak and such are going to abandon the 3DS. So it's an interesting one for that.
So are you not expecting much on the 3DS then?
I'm thinking there'll still be 3DS stuff, because they did the online presentation recently with stuff like Pikmin. But I'm thinking this will probably be its swan song in terms of E3. Like, I imagine there'll be some more games to come out for the 3DS over the course of this year, considering they just released the 2DS. And they probably want to do a few more games for that to capitalise on that. But I don't think after this year there's going to be much. So I think there'll be a couple of games, but not many. Like, I don't see there being any big announcements for the 3DS.
I mean, that seems fair. I always get surprised. I was sort of surprised last year how many 3DS games were still going, but I know it's like... I don't know. It's kind of like, it feels like it will never die, if you know what I mean?
I feel we're nearing the end of 3DS lifespan. Like, it feels like it's slowing down now. Another interesting one, because they don't really talk about it at the moment, but I think it's fair bet to say that Animal Crossing for mobile, I feel this will be where that's shown off. Because that's...
that's been coming for... It got delayed, and then... Yeah, I'm excited for this! I love the fact it's because I have a mobile. That's right, I have a mobile. So
I can play this game, says Laura.
Yeah, and I love Animal Crossing. I've been waiting for a thing. I mean, I was even tempted to buy Animal Crossing, the one that was on Wii, that obviously would work on my Wii U.
Yes.
I was actually nearly bought that the other day.
That's cool. I mean... Yeah,
I like Animal Crossing. I go through phases where I really want Animal Crossing. If this is a mobile game, I kind of like...
I mean,
Sorry.
Yeah, there. I mean, you can hear your animal in the background getting excited.
Animal Crossing, like, yeah! But yeah, I'm just completely, like, ready for another Animal Crossing, so if they give me more information on this promising sounding mobile game...
Well, that's the thing. It'll probably be, like, I was trying to think of how it would work, and I imagine it'll probably be like you have a 2D version of the map, so instead of, like, proper 3D world, you, like, here's where the village is, here's where everyone is, and doing it that way. But otherwise, you could probably keep a lot of the Animal Crossing core mechanics in there, I imagine.
Yes, it's when they announced the mobile game, it wasn't kind of like, oh, how are they going to make this work on mobile? It was just kind of felt like, oh, that's such a natural fit.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of like Animal Crossing is one of Nintendo's big casual franchises, and this makes perfect sense. I imagine that'll be the mobile game they focus on. Maybe you'll get Magikarp Flip there, I don't know. But, or maybe, probably not Pokemon Go. But, because Zelda's still too far away, so unless they do some more Fire Emblem Heroes stuff, probably...
I mean, they might do that anyway on top of it. I don't know how long they've got.
Animal Crossing seems like the logical choice if they're going to do a mobile portion of the show. But then that obviously leaves us into the make-believe world, because besides those, we don't know a whole huge amount. So, like, you might see Switch games that have been in development for a while, like Skyrim, for example, might show up. But otherwise, we're pretty much, like, open in terms of what could be coming. What interesting things could be hitting the Switch. What would you like to see coming to the Nintendo Switch, Laura? What Nintendo franchise do you want to come back at
Right, because you just put it in my mind, even though it's on mobile, I would love Animal Crossing. That would obviously
You want Animal Crossing on Switch as well?
Yeah, a proper full one, because it's not going to be, like, amazingly, you know.
Okay.
Give me my Animal Crossing. Okay. I'm going to feel bad saying this. I would still love a really good Mario Party.
I feel the Switch could be a good Mario Party.
The Switch has a lot of the tools that would really, like the party console on the move. I feel like this could be the time where Mario Party really has a point again.
I'm with you totally. Like, the multiplayer focus, and like the one game that's missing from that at the moment is Mario Party, which is one of their biggest multiplayer franchises. So it would make sense to get Mario Party 11 out as quickly. I think it's 11 out like this year.
Yeah, so that would be, I don't know what we're up to at this point. I think
it's 11.
It could be. I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't even mind to just call it Mario Party Switch.
I would
it works.
expect that, yeah.
Yeah, don't just drop the numbers at this point. When you get to a certain point, it's like the numbers are too high. The numbers are too high. Yeah, so they're two I think of. I don't think there's anything else I particularly want. I mean, I saw all the dream stuff, like, like a Pokemon Stadium or a Pokemon Snap. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna just, go dreamy and go like, yeah, that'd be great. But, yeah, I feel like an Animal Crossing or a Mario Party. I feel really bad for wanting a Mario Party because obviously the series hasn't been great in recent years, but as just discussed, the Switch is kind of calling for it.
I think that's cool.
But yeah, they're the ones I want.
Do you reckon we'll see Virtual Console at E3? Like, confirmation on what they're doing with that? Because that's been surprisingly absent from anything.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, that is a good question. I would expect it to be there, but then I would have expected it to be more happen to it already, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I don't know why it's not as big a thing as it should be.
Well, I think the way they're doing it, because their online service in theory is going to give you a NES or a SNES game a month, and I think it'll be when they announce properly how that service works and how much it costs, that'll probably be when Virtual Console is coming. But I can't say that for certain, obviously, and there's no real reason why they couldn't have already gone with it, so I'm not sure what the hold-up is, but I'm assuming they've got something planned. Maybe GameCube on Virtual Console.
See, it shouldn't be, but something like that actually makes you want to buy a Switch.
Look, man, like, I would... Day one, Super Mario Sunshine. I fucking love Super Mario Sunshine. If I could play Super Mario Sunshine in a car, it would be the greatest thing.
I mean, you already have one though, so they don't really care. They've got your money. Jokes. Yeah, but that would be really impressive and it would be really cool. I don't know. I just don't expect much at E3 time from Nintendo, and I know that's not just because they're not there. It's just they tend to like do their own thing and like the attention to be on, which is a cool move. So, if they do the directs in times when no one else is doing anything, so they're like top trending topic if they announce something big. So I kind of get that, because at E3 you do get a lot more, like Ubisoft could get something trending if it's big, you know what I mean? Like, you're competing with a lot of stuff in that news week. But, yeah. It'd be nice.
Is there anything they could do at E3 to make you go, I need a Switch?
It's probably Animal Crossing, because apparently I'm a little bit crazy for it.
Kirby? I know you like Kirby.
I do like Kirby. Right, here's the thing. I really like Kirby games. Do not get me wrong. They're great. But...
They're great. Oh.
I know, I don't know why I was yawning. It's just like, oh, Kirby. No, I'm not like that. It's more about, I'm thinking... It's like one of those things that if I had the Nintendo console, I would buy the Kirby game that comes out for it. But I don't know if I'd buy a game knowing that the only game I'd have on it is Kirby. That feels really weird, because I do like Kirby, but it's kind of like I could live without Kirby at this point.
Okay.
I mean, I can live without any game. I'm not like weird, but you know what I mean. Like, I can ignore the fact it's there, and I'm like, oh, cool, yeah. But I wouldn't say no to a Kirby game, sure.
Okay. I feel like the last big one then we should probably talk about a bit, and if we think it's going to be at E3. Smash! Do you reckon, we talked about it a little earlier, but do you reckon Smash Bros. Is going to, and if it is it going to be a new one, or is it going to be a enhanced version?
Mario Kart 8 treatment it.
Smash Bros. Deluxe.
Yeah, it was good on Wii U, and I enjoyed it, and it's like a reason I had a Wii U. So, and Mario Kart 8's done very well on Nintendo Switch, and it's the deluxe version. It seems like a really simple thing to do, to kind of do the same thing to Smash, which is the other big title that was on Wii U.
I'm actually with you here, because been talking to some people, and some people I know think they're just going to go to a new one. I feel there was enough DLC in the Wii U one that people, and /3DS one, that people didn't play because it was stupidly overpriced. So
I think it's just that there's enough people that own a Switch that didn't own a Wii U to justify going, hey, look, here's Smash upgraded.
But the point is, even as someone who owned Smash on Wii U, I would love to buy it again with like all the DLC, so I can play as Cloud and Ryu and everyone without having to pay more money. I would love Smash for Wii U to be a thing, and I feel if you can turn around Mario Kart 8 that quickly, you can probably turn around Smash that quickly, and loads of money right there. But,
yeah, I think it's a simple thing to do as well. There's no point them spending ages waiting for a Smash when it's a real, just redo this a little. I mean, it doesn't take as long.
Yeah. So, yeah, like any other thoughts you have on Nintendo Z3?
I hope it delivers for your sake, because you seem to be very...
Pro Switch, Pro Nintendo.
Yes, and I want you to get what you want for Nintendo.
So do I. And
So do I. Right, with that said, I think it's time to wrap up episode 84 of the podcast, which I think's been a success, Slazo, despite my stumbles at the beginning and my internet cutting out, and then my dog barking.
Oh, well done, Laura. I mean, I cunningly edited that so nobody knew, but now they know.
No, they will know. They will know the trauma that we went through. They need to know. You might not be left in, because we don't want them to suffer, but they need to know. But yes, thanks everyone for listening to episode 84. I think Session Squiggy will be back next week. If he's not,
Squiggy the Moth Martinez.
yes. If he's not, me and Slazo are here, no doubt.
All day, every day, 24/7, non-stop, constant.
Since day one is H. Since day one is H.
Never ending. Day one is H. Day one.
Since day one is H, we've been here, guys. That's a reference. And yeah, that's how we're going to end the podcast. Bye.